Alright, Mandalorian episode 1. Let's get right into it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually think it was okay. The initiation process in the beginning was honestly exposed a lot of idiocies, okay? Like, think about it for a second. Mandalorians are supposed to be this like feared force in the galaxy at this point, right? I mean, and they're small in numbers, but goddamn, they can't even beat an alligator. Like, look at this guy. He stands right in front of the mouth and gets wrecked. You mean to tell me these people, this legacy, has fought Jedis before? They were built to fight Jedis? Like how? Which Jedi? I mean, like with the Padawans? I mean, come on, man. The younglings? Looks like the only meaningful contribution to society is disappearing and making Beskar at best. If they did their initiations like this for everybody, no wonder there's so few of them. The critical thinking does not seem to permeate the Beskar helmet at any point. And on top of that, they have blasters and rockets and they can fly, but they stand right beside the crocodile that's attacking them.
Not a great plan.
I just don't get it. Why would you grapple the crocodile, which is clearly going to overpower you? You think what, like 5 guys with a little bit of wire is going to hold down a beast that big? Maybe they all didn't go to Mandalorian school properly. Maybe they all ended up taking contemporary dance or something instead of actually learning survival skills. Din Djarin went from being like a crazy sharpshooter who's really good to being as bad as a stormtrooper. How does that happen in one episode? But they had a chance. They had a chance here to make something great. And you know what? Largely, I like the Mandalorian series. But at the same time, I had a feeling that they were going to use this opportunity to just fuck it up. They had to do it. And I got to give them a little bit of credit, though. They're getting creative in the ways that they can mess things up, right? So in this case, the one way that they've been sort of screwing up a lot of Star Wars properties is that they shoehorn a bunch of other shit into it. Like, oh, look, Boba Fett stuff. Oh, look, Mandalorian stuff and Boba Fett. Like, you know, just back and forth. And usually it works for Marvel. Like, they've been doing that for other movies and things like that for a while. But when you have so many shows coming out all at once, the quality lacks a little, and you can see it really, and it just comes across as they're spoon feeding us bullshit. But the creative way they chose to fuck this up is to tell us to completely forget the past 2 seasons. Like, I mean, I don't understand. They don't even have a reason for Mando doing some of the things that he's doing in the first episode. It's like they give us like so many MacGuffins right in the first episode. We're just gonna have to accept it at this point. Like, for example, I didn't finish Book of Boba Fett, but why the fuck is Grogu back in like episode 1?
And if you don't know, now you know.
I guess they're saying, oh, if you really want to find out why, go watch Book of Boba, but I'm really not down for that. That's not even the main problem, right? So for the first 2 seasons, we were going through how, oh, Din Djarin cannot take off his helmet, Mandalorians don't take off their helmet, yada, yada, yada. It was drilled into us like crazy. At the end of it, he took off his helmet, and actually a very kind of emotional scene for him and for us, and it worked. I thought it worked. I thought it was like, wow, we could finally see his face. I feel like he has some trouble growing some facial hair, but that might be because, that face doesn't see any sun under that helmet. We sort of understand that he's kind of a hardliner a little bit, but then he's willing to take some risks and let go of some of his really strong feelings to let someone into his heart, right? For example, Grogu. But now he wants to go back to that shit. It's like, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Even after meeting someone like Bo-Katan, who she's like, no, you guys are actually crazy. Like, we don't do that anymore.
What are you doing? We don't do that here.
Bruh. So now it's like we're going back to season 1 where he's kind of a hardliner again. I mean, what's the reason for it? Like, there's no reason for it, right? So he has to go bathe in the waters of his planet, which is apparently glassed from just getting shelled by the Empire. Why? I do want them to get more into the Mandalorian and Mandalorian culture and stuff. I do want to see that. But why this reason to go back? No. Pick something else. Pick something like Bo-Katan was a very easy shoehorn for you to go back. She wanted to go back and take control and round up people together. She had a legitimately noble cause. And I mean, maybe they'll do that in episode 2. I haven't watched it yet, but they should have hinted at that in episode 1. They kind of just brushed off Bo-Katan a little bit, right? Guys, by the way, I don't tend to watch any spoilers or anything like that.
Oh, good for you.
So if I come across as if I miss something online, that's probably why. Disney should have ran to the bank with the shit, right? Because they're all about this feminism message, whatever. So they could have been like, look, Bo-Katan, she's a natural leader. Look, Din Djarin is the muscle. Like they could have really done a duo there. I mean, they should have alluded to that in the first episode instead of just brushing it off. Like that scene with Bo-Katan was completely useless. This is not needed at all. And honestly, if it ends like that, I don't know. I'd get pretty upset. So let's see what happens in episode 2. Why are you bringing back IG-11? Why? There is no sense for you to do that, okay? He went out in such a heroic way. Like we all were like, wow, this is amazing. That was probably one of my favorite episodes before the Luke one. You can't find any other droid. I mean, Mando himself was like, I can't trust a droid, and it kind of got him to a point where he could trust IG-11, but only after a certain very traumatic event or whatever the case is, right? He still didn't trust him right up until the very end. Let the bot die as a hero, okay? Let him be a statue and chill. One thing I did really enjoy is seeing a Naboo fighter back. Man, like, I don't know why they brought that back. That is awesome. The pacing was good, though. I did enjoy the episode because I like the action scenes. It could be a little bit more put together for sure, but I really kind of enjoyed it for the most part. Like, if you kind of shut one of your eyes and didn't notice some of the little stupid things, you'd be fine. But you know, we're Star Wars fans. We nitpick. It just is what it is. So let me know in the comment section below if you agree with me. But I hope episode 2 is much better, man. I really want the series to survive and hopefully carry the legacy of Star Wars and bring in new stories and things like that. So I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.